This video covers lines 195 to 205 of Book 4. So, as usual, go ahead and take a moment, try and mark everything up. And once you do that, just restart it and we'll begin. So we just heard all of the things that rumor, that's Fama personified, had said about Dido and Aeneas. And picking it up in line 195, I see that the subject here is foida dea, and that is referring to rumor still. Main verb would be fundit. I see a prep phrase here, in ora. Wir room is most likely going to be syncopated for wir orum, of the men. Hike is going to be my direct object, these things. And just piecing it all together, what does it mean? Well, it means the filthy goddess everywhere scatters or spreads these things in the mouths of men. Moving on to the next sentence. First thing I notice is a prepositional phrase, ad regem, and then that king gets a name, Yarban, here. In the nominative, his name is Iarbas, and he's kind of like the pirate of the Aeneid, Iarbas. Main verb is de torquet. The subject is cursus. I see another main verb here in incendit, and a direct object in animum. Another main verb in agerat, and another direct object with eros. So, who is Iarbas? Well, Iarbas is one of the kings of a tribe that is sort of like bordering up against Dido and the Carthaginians. And Iarbas has sort of been putting the moves on Dido. He wants to get married to her, and she sort of keeps politely rebuffing him. Well, once he finds out that, this guy Aeneas has just shown up and is now hooking up with Dido, he gets really mad. And so we put it all together. Protinus means immediately. So immediately, the course, and what that means is sort of like the rumors, right? The course turns to King Iarbas, meaning the rumors get to him, and what does it do? It incendits, it inflames his mind or spirit with the words, and it increases his anger. So he gets really, really angry. Now, the next sentence is going to tell us a little bit about where he came from. He's descended from, his mother is a nymph named Garamantis. Actually, my bad, that's the name of the tribe. His mother was a nymph from this tribe, and his father was a North African deity called Amon or Hamon, which the Romans just associated with Jupiter. So Virgil's going to mention Hamone here, but then he's immediately going to talk about Jupiter, and in some ways they're just the same person. So in looking at this sentence, it's a big sentence here. Let's go ahead and start to mark it up. Hic, this guy, he looks to be the subject, talking about Iarbas. Satus is describing him. Rapta, Garamantide, Nympha are all ablatives, and I'm going to just say that is an ablative absolute, since I see ablative nouns plus an ablative participle. Templa, well, each and every day neuter plurals end in a, at least in the nominative and the accusative case, and I know that cannot be nominative because we already have a subject, so it's got to be the accusative direct object. Latis looks like it's modifying regnis, some sort of ablative words here. Imania looks like it's going with templa, so we have some synchesis there. Posuit, bam, main verb. Aras, direct object, meaning altars. Sakrawerat is another main verb. Wigilem is modifying the direct object of sakrawerat, which would be ignem, fire. And then I see some accusative words here. Iternos is describing excubias, so some sort of direct object. And then moving on in the rest, I see two more accusative words, solum And I see limina. This is a neuter plural. Each and every day, neuter plurals, and an A. Florentia is describing limina. Variis is describing certis, chiasmus there. And then pingue, that's an adjective that means fat or fertile. It's going up here with blood. All right. So, trying to piece all of this together, here's what we come up with. This guy, meaning Iarbas, this guy, having been begotten by Hammon, or Ammon, or you could just say Jupiter, with a nymph of the Garamantes having been seized, placed or put 100 huge temples of Jupiter in his wide kingdoms, and he placed 100 altars, and he had consecrated or made sacred the watchful fire. So here he is, Iarbas, showing his pietas, his religious devotion to his religious duties. His father is some form of Jupiter, and here he has throughout his kingdom, he's placed 100 temples to Jupiter, and of course, therefore, 100 altars, and he has some sort of watchful fire, sort of reminiscent of the fire of the temple of Vesta. Now, this little phrase here is simply an apposition to the watchful fire. So he had consecrated a watchful fire, comma, the eternal fires of the gods, comma, and here's what you have to do. You have to take this verb sakraverat again. And he had consecrated the earth with the fertile blood of the animals, meaning sacrificial animals, and, take it one more time, he had consecrated the thresholds flowering or blooming with different garlands or wreaths. So he had sacrificed lots of animals, and he had decorated all the temples. I mean, he's done everything that he's supposed to do. And that's sort of going to be the lead up to his speech, where he says to his father, Jupiter, like, hey, what's going on? I've worshipped you the way that I'm supposed to, and yet this is how I get treated? I want my woman, basically. And now, just going up to 205, then the video will stop, and the next one will actually cover the speech itself. Looking at these three lines, I see is, meaning he, he's going to be the subject. Amens is describing him. Akensus is also describing him. Rumore is modified by amaro. Dicator would be the main verb. I see a prep phrase with ante aras. I see another prep phrase with media inter numina divum, probably syncopated for divorum. Multa, not really sure where that's fitting in yet. Yowem, definitely accusative. And then orase, that looks like an infinitive. It's syncopated for ora vise. That's a perfect active infinitive with that isse. Now I see supinis and manibus. Supinis is most likely modifying manibus. Suplex is nominative singular, so that's going way, way, way back up here, describing Iarbas. And multa probably just means many things. It's probably some sort of direct object, like a neuter plural. So piecing it all together, he, meaning Iarbas, see how I have a que and an et? Probably going to be both and. So both mad or frenzied of mind, and enkindled or inflamed by the bitter rumor, is said. And now you could, if you want, go to the infinitive, is said to have begged or asked, or you could go ahead and do some of the prepositional phrases. He is said before the altars, amid the divine presences of the gods, to have said many things to Jupiter, or is said to have begged many things of Jupiter. This verb here sometimes takes what's called a double accusative, and both the things being begged and the person of whom they are begged are usually in the accusative. So he is said before the altars, amid the divine presences of the gods. He is said to have begged many things of Jupiter as a suppliant with upturned hands. And we've seen that before with Aeneas, like palms up to the sky. That's how we pray. Watch the next video for what he actually says. Thank you.